The new Miami Dolphins head coach, Jeff Hafley, held his first press conference this morning, got underway a little bit after 11 a.m. So, and we'll play some audio from it during the show. It started with Stephen Ross, who's terrible at public speaking. He's just terrible.
He knows it.
Yeah, he's got to know it.
Yeah, somebody had to tell him, get it quick and get out of there.
It's just not his wheelhouse.
No.
He does not. And again, incredibly successful businessman, and I'm a Stephen Ross stan. So I'm a big fan of the fact that, because even one of the guys, I can't remember if it was Hafley or Sully, said one of the reasons when you come here, Stephen Ross said to him, you will not fail due to lack of resources. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, yeah, that's the Stephen Ross why I stand for him, because he really doesn't hold back on resources.
No.
He has made the right decisions, and I don't know if these two guys are the right decisions or not. We'll figure it out. But I did just kind of remark to myself as I was watching Stephen Ross, like, he doesn't necessarily invoke a ton of confidence that he's, got it all together and it's happening and whatever, but
public speaking is one of the biggest fears in the world amongst humans.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's a terrible public speaker. I know you don't think so off the NBC thing.
Was the greatest thing I've ever literally ever watched.
Garbage.
Right.
Garbage. Ricky Williams. It's a lot. It's just, to be good at your job, you don't have to be a good public speaker. But I'm with you. I know, Solana, you think different. I think Stephen Ross is an amazing owner. He just don't let him talk. You own the team. Why do you need to talk?
Well, he needs to talk once in a while.
What does he need to say, Hawk?
He needs to say once in a while, hey, I'm not happy with, he needs to have outreach to the fans, which is what he did today. Not happy with the direction of where things were headed. We think we got it right this time, which is what he did. He's just not a commanding speaker. And so he was up there briefly, and he did what he did.
And then who cried?
They both cried.
Everybody's crying now.
Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley both cried. I have a couple notes from the whole press conference. The first question.
Did you cry?
I did not cry. And here's the weird thing. I am not a crier, but I do appreciate people who will cry. You're a crier.
I do cry.
Right.
But not when I get a job.
Well, I mean, you cried on Tamron Hall for...
I cried because I introduced my wife to her long-lost father she hadn't met in 30 years. That's a cry situation. I get
really
hired as a head coach?
I mean, it doesn't really have anything to do with you.
Come on, man.
I was fascinated that the first question of the entire press conference went to Hal Habib from the Palm Beach Post. I didn't know he was the granddaddy. Usually the granddaddy is allowed
always
the first question. It's always Hal?
Either Hal or Barry, always.
Well, it was Hal Habib from the Post. Second question went to Tim Reynolds from the AP. These are things that are interesting to me that I make note of. They both did cry, Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley. Now, Jon-Eric Sullivan said, he had been asked, but said, most people call him Jay. Everyone else calls him Sully. Damn. So we got to put to bed JES. It's terrible. No one calls him that. Hafley kept calling him Sully during the press conference. So it's either Sully or Jay. I like Sully.
Sully's cool.
It's cool. It's a cool nickname.
Yeah, because Jay could mean anybody. We could be referring to literally anybody when we say Jay. Sully will know who we're talking about.
Well, you really? Anybody, even if they don't have a J in their name?
I'm just saying, like, outside of having a specific conversation about the Miami Dolphins general manager, if I just in conversation say, oh, you see what Jay said the other day? You're not going to necessarily know exactly who I'm talking about. But if I say, hey, do you see what Sully said the other day? You'll know exactly.
Well, not necessarily.
No context clues.
But it could be the guy who landed in the
and
in
if you say Jay, I'm Jay-Z.
Right.
Why would Jay-Z be talking about the Dolphins?
And
Sully, we're not talking about the Dolphins. We're talking about anything.
But
this
Sully
is out of context
Sully
of the Dolphins.
Could be really any guy from Boston.
Yeah.
You know?
So did you see what any guy from Boston said the other day?
I like Sully.
So, they both said, I read some interesting stuff on the press conference. For me, it was ordinary, but I will tell you that I usually buy into all the hoo-ha of an introductory press conference because usually I like different. It's one of the reasons that I liked Mike McDaniel at the beginning. It was different. But it's one of the reasons that I like Rex Ryan. He gives you that press conference, Mario Cristobal.
Bravado.
Yeah, the bravado. I didn't necessarily get that from this. Let me just read you this tweet from Chris Kaufman. I think he does 3 yards per carry, right?
Yes.
Very good Dolphins podcaster, has been doing it forever. He says, introductory press conferences are so fascinating to me. Tony Sparano was so green speaking to a crowd that every other word out of his mouth was, okay? And I remember it from the Levitard show. We isolated Tony Sparano. He I don't know if you remember his introductory press conference, Alana, but it was like, we're going to do great things here, okay? And when we're done doing great things, we're going to do even better things, okay? And I mean, literally, it was non-stop. We isolated every K on the Levitard show because it was like you couldn't believe what you were listening to. And so Kaufman points that out. He says, Cam Cameron literally cried when asked the simplest question about Drew Brees.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Gase had that hilariously wild-eyed introductory press conference in New York, which turned into my favorite GIF ever of him tracking a floating taco, buzzing around him like it was a fly. That was a great one. He also points out Joe Philbin was so awkward speaking to reporters and crowds that Dawn Aponte literally started coaching him on it, which led to some misogynistic reporters to innuendos about a man and a woman having too close a working relationship, wink, wink, because Aponte was always with Philbin because he wasn't a very good public speaker. Mike McDaniel was, of course, very intelligent, but also scattered, prone to word salad, coming off like a stoner at high school parties who would blow the minds of his fellow teenagers by launching into some random philosophical discussion at 2 a.m. And so what Chris Kaufman writes is, from what I've seen of Jeff Hafley in his past press conferences and podcast appearances, he's going to come off pretty professional today. It's an event that is firmly in his wheelhouse. The press will love him. And it was. Like, he was fine. He said all the right things. It just wasn't remarkable to me in any way, shape, or form. For me, it was very ordinary. But maybe that's what they need. Very ordinary.
What was how could you remarkably do a press conference? Like, he's not Rex Ryan. You're talking about you like personalities, Hawk.
I do.
And he's not. It's his name's Jeff Hafley and Sully.
Right.
They're just normal guys that love football.
They were normal guys who were appreciative of the moment. I'm trying to think of, who came in for the Hurricanes and said, "We've got one job. It's to beat FSU." Or who came in for the Bears and said, we've got one job. It's to beat Green Bay twice. I like that kind of bravado, razzle dazzle. I didn't really get that from either of these guys. These guys were just kind of like, hey, here's who I want to thank. I'm appreciative of the job. I'm appreciative of Stephen Ross. We're gonna make a winning organization. Like
Ben Johnson just did it.
Right.
When he comes in and says, I hate Green Bay, we're gonna go out there and whoop Matt LaFleur. Yeah. And it's
and then
amazing.
Rips off his shirt, eats a hot dog.
Yeah, when he rips off his shirt. That's personality though, Hawk, where Andy Reid doesn't command a room in the press conference. He just mumbles. Bill Belichick's the worst at it. You start, but Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy he can articulate very well. That's why he's on TV now. So I don't get this press conference thing where there's terrible coaches at press conferences, good coaches at press conferences.
It doesn't mean anything.
And it doesn't mean anything for the future.
Correct.
I think Sully, when I read what was going on and then heard it, everybody should know Sully has the hardest job.
For sure.
He has to rebuild the entire roster with a handicap on the salary cap. And it was the one when I was listening, we're gonna draft, develop, and retain. Come on, man. That sounds good. It sounds very good, but now you have to do it.
Right. Which, by the way, God bless him if he can. If he knows how to draft correctly, and then, because we've seen this before too, correct draft picks, but then you're able to retain them.
Yeah.
So if he can do that, if that's the blueprint and he can actually do it, we got ourselves a winner. But it'll take a while to find that out.
And we don't know. We're hoping that Hafley is Liam Cohen. I can only have a reference point for the next young GM that gets a job. So we're floating. We're floating.
Here's my main takeaway from today. I can't tell them apart.
Oh, I had a difficult time too.
If Hafley and Sully walked into this room right now, I'm not certain I would know who's Hafley and who's Sully, and I would take this a step further. I don't think Stephen Ross would be able to tell them apart if they walked in front of him.
He didn't remember their names.
He didn't.
You didn't see that.
What happened?
Stephen Ross, twice. First, when he was introducing Sully, said, we did a long, thorough, kept saying thorough. This was a thorough search. They thanked Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman was there. He was there at the press conference. We're very thoughtful, and we took a lot of time, and I'm just super excited to introduce Jon-Eric Sullivan. I swear to God, it was that pronounced.
He had to look at the
Jon-Eric Sullivan. And then when he was introducing Hafley, he's like, yeah, no, we're super excited about this. I mean, to have a guy like Jeff, it wasn't eyeing, but he really looked down.
The Jeff one, there was an and he like rumbled the papers a little bit.
He had to look at the name.
Why doesn't he have a teleprompter?
Well, call them both Jay. They both start with Jay. They said they go by Jay. If they both walked in here, I'd be like, what up, Jays?
You want a teleprompter in the Dolphin facility?
If Stephen Ross is the head of this organization, and he seems a bit uneasy speaking publicly at this point in his life, why not have a prepared speech that he could read off a teleprompter for him?
No.
Why?
If he can't remember his new general manager and coach's names, don't have him speak. That's the answer. It's not have him speak with a teleprompter. It's don't have him up there.
What does the Hunt, the Kansas City guy, Hunt?
Kareem Hunt.
What does he sound like?
Not Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt doesn't own the Chiefs. He's the backup running back. This is what we're talking.
I think it's Lamar Hunt.
Who gives? I don't know the dude's name.
That's the trophy. The Lamar Hunt trophy.
The soccer trophy.
The Lamar Hunt trophy.
Oh, that little white dude's name's not Lamar.
Yeah.
The owner of the Chiefs' name's Lamar.
Yeah.
Ain't no way, Hawk.
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yes. Yeah.
Is he light-skinned?
One of my favorite pitchers from the White Sox growing up was Lamar Hoyt. He was a cocaine addict and a white dude.
Yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs are owned by the Hunt family, specifically the four children of founder Lamar Hunt.
There's Lamar Hunt.
Now Clark Hunt, Lamar Hunt Jr., Sharon.
Man, that's like Sharon
L. Hunt.
Who was naming these children?
And Daniel L. Hunt.
Lamar and Sharon are white people. Y'all are crazy.
That's so funny.
I like the Chiefs more now. But
because I think the MLS trophy is
Lamar Hunt.
The one when they came in.
I don't know if it's the MLS. I think it's the U.S. Open Cup.
Is that what it was? Because remember we had people in, and it was like the Lamar Hunt memorial trophy.
But is Arthur Blank a great speaker? Lamar Hunt, it's funny, a great speaker. Just Robert Kraft. We didn't know what he looked like until he went to the massage parlor.
Right.
Like that side of it. Stephen Ross is bad. He's not good at that. He's good at being a billionaire.
We are idiots. The Lamar Hunt Trophy is the annual award presented to the National Football League's American Football Conference champion since 1984.
Jimmy, you got to jump in there and correct me on that stuff when I sound that dumb.
White Lamar.
No, but the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open.
They should call it White Lamar Hunt.
Oh, is that what it is? I know there's something soccer related.
The Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, which is we got there.
We got there.
All good.
We got there. Lamar.
Does
he go on the Mount Rushmore of Lamar's now?
By far now.
Over Lamar Luttrell?
Over all of them. Big Ma, what it is, baby? Hello, how are you?
That was delightful. All right, let's do headlines real quick. Josh Appel is going to join us. We're going to listen to some sound from the Jays and Rob Pizzola.
I'm locked in. I got it.
That's easy. And Rob Pizzola is going to join us in the 4 o'clock hour with some winners for this weekend, hopefully. Headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com.
Very quickly here, we'll go with Lamar Hunt, Lamar Odom, Kendrick Lamar, and Young Thug.
Young Thug's name is Lamar?
His real name's Lamar.
Yeah, I got to think about this. Because Lamar Luttrell.
Do you
remember Lamar Luttrell?
Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah.
And Omega Moon. Hawk introduced me to him.
Lamar Smith.
He had the javelin, and it bounced up and down. Lamar Hoyt from the White Sox back in the 70s, man.
Lamar.
70s and 80s.
What about Lamar Hunt?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson's on there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing headlines, right?
Lamar Thomas from the Hurricane, somebody points out.
Lamar Thomas was good.
A lot of Lamars.
Not white.
Surprisingly, a couple, though. Lamar Hoyt, pitcher. Lamar
Let me look at it.
Lamar Hunt.
That's a couple, two.
There's got to be more.
No,
I'm just not thinking of them.
Lamar.
Famous white Lamars.
No white Lamars.
Oh, Hedy Lamar. She was an
Who is
actress
that?
like in the 1800s. Oh, she died in 2000, Hedy Lamar. Born in 1914, died in 2000. Let's
made
see.
That's not. Jeff and Christina don't say your son. Oh, Lamar. Lamar Wilson.
That's funny.
All right, let me just give you your local headlines. The Miami Heat will play at the Portland Trailblazers tonight. That's at 10 p.m. Khalil Ware, questionable. Again, he didn't play the other night with a right hamstring strain. The Florida Panthers, they host the Winnipeg Jets, 8 p.m. puck drop. I don't think Bob's starting tonight. I think it's Tarasov.
All right.
And I saw it yesterday, just a couple other NFL notes.
Look at my guy, Lamar Hoyt. This guy was the best.
That was the one
That dude could party.
I was Coke Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at Lamar Hoyt. That guy could pitch.
Oh, that's a good set of hair. That's like Stranger Things hair right there.
Yeah, it was 87. That's exactly that's from 87. That
Stranger
picture.
Things.
I saw that Brian Daboll appears to be the leader to be the Bills' next head coach.
Oh, interesting.
Go back.
Well, he was the Giants' head coach. Remember, he got hired. Or he got
was a
fired by the
coordinator
Giants
with the Bills,
He
right?
was a
He
coordinator.
was the Bills coordinator because he
Yeah.
was the one that turned around Josh Allen's career.
Yeah.
Which is why he got the Giants job.
And now he's going to go back to be the head coach.
Well, maybe Joe
That
Brady.
might be
Makes
genius.
sense.
That does.
Joe Brady's going to interview. He's been the offensive coordinator there. Remember, he's the one that replaced Ken
Ooh,
Dorsey after his after he got fired there. But I was just reading earlier this morning that it looks like Daboll appears to be the top choice.
I don't like it as a Dolphin fan, but leave Joe Brady at OC, hire Daboll, who fixed Josh Allen, and see what happens.
Seems like
Seems like a genius
Yeah.
idea.
All right, guys. Your weather in South Florida continues to be rainy and not the best day. It's in the upper 60s right now. That's your weather.
Josh Appel is going to join us in the next segment. He watched the press conference today as well. Want to get his thoughts on it. Men, the new year is here, and improving your health might be one of your big resolutions. But if you're tired and you're low on energy, you're not sleeping well, you don't see much progress in the gym, staying committed can be tough. And Atlantic Men's Clinic can likely help with that resolution because those symptoms are often signs of low testosterone. This year, Atlantic Men's Clinic is also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. So with low T treatments combined with body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. I'm talking more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, often a renewed sex drive as well. I say it all the time. I'm 56 years old. I've been going to Atlantic Men's Clinic less than a year. I really wish I had started going there sooner. I have more energy than I've had in years. I'm telling you, schedule a consultation at Atlantic Men's Clinic. They have 7 locations in South Florida, including their new office in Hollywood. So call them 877-455-7300, 877-455-7300, or visit atlanticmensclinic.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA.